Hey guys, it is me, Cirtrax, and I wanted to start a new little series on my channel that I was getting a bit of inspiration from like creating with danzmen and creating with lemons. So I'm gonna make my own generic creating series on this thing. Woohoo! Okay, so basically I wanted to make a little series for like, I guess more sort of advanced stuff, I guess when it comes to creating levels or whenever, however I create my own levels and just call it Cirtrax Creates. So today in the first episode, I'm going to be working on my solo level Color Chaos and I'm working on the end part of a specific part right around here. I already have layout put out because I already put the layout here. I'm going to work on this for this episode. And to give an idea of what I have so far, it's going to be styled with like the rest of this part, so I'm going to play it through really quickly. And so basically, what I was gonna do here is I'm gonna probably add an extra thing to the to this design here and actually give it a little bit more spice to it as well. But first I'm gonna probably make a new sort of design and maybe add some gears as well. But like the sort of thing here is I want to give a bit more of an advanced way of how I make a lot of my things here and how I get creative process working and flowing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be more of a thing where I want to do for like more advanced things that like, I guess in a sense that like more beginner creators can learn after they get the basics of the editor down, because like this is more of a thing where like you should probably already know the editor by now, and it's more like things to get sort of inspired by, in a sense where it's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, but how can I make my work look better? That's essentially what this is going to be, just making your work look a lot better now. A lot of things is like I'm going to go through from this first episode is how I do a lot of my layers. So like you can kind of see the like, oh my goodness, there's so much going on in these blocks. How does he do it? It's pretty simple. My first layer is always it was always the layout parts and blocks that like go on a layer part, like these invisible blocks right here. And also details like this, because I'm using these kind of details. Basically it's a glow that's on T layer 2 that's covering over these parts right here to give it a shine. And the custom effect that I had from one of my other levels, Almetra's Wrath. Another thing that like, that's my first layer, and the second layer is always the base blocks, which are always like the brick colored blocks with the basic blending no detail blocks. And for these blocks, it's a filter with a color filter with the sort of weirdish Clutterfunk blocks with these extra little things right here as well. My second layer is always my ground designs that I do and everything like that. My third design is where I put all my details on, and for these I just did all these like little details and stuff that add like layers and stuff and etc. like that. My fourth layer is glow. That should be pretty self-explanatory, just glow. My fifth layer is always this. I always add something where it's like, it's black blocks on the third, like this layer in between, because like if you go too far back you can't really add anything on there, but if you go too far up then it just covers up the top block. So I add this so that way I can do something like, for example, if I want to do this, I can just add this to B4 and it's hiding against the block. That's just for an example, I'm not actually adding those to this thing. 6 is where I put all my all the other details out for like ground details and etc. And then anything above that is usually just background stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna work a little bit on these parts, and I'm gonna also record me making probably a new design or two in this level, and also maybe a new spike design. Maybe not spike design, but also like probably gears, because that's what I've been wanting to do for like this part specifically. So. Okay, so basically, for one thing I want to show here is basically, where is it at? These things, like I like to add a lot of these like sort of kind of colored bricks with like little pulsing blocks in them. I'll tear these apart in a moment so I can explain what I mean by that. So basically, copy this, and I just do a bunch of like glows and stuff and add like make it go around so that way it fits the proper thing. So for example, if I would just do this. Just do that and move this up and now. And all these are layered on like T2, so that way it's above the these things, so it looks like it's actually into the block. And now you got a design that looks kind of cool, at least to me. I mean, like, I'm not sure if like everyone else, but they might like it. Yeah, like this level right here that I'm working on is like just kind of a sort of filler level because I've just been kind of demotivated from like making solo stuff. And I've been working on some other things too, but yeah, it's just something to get out and do. So yeah, another thing that's also like cool is like if you like do little twists and stuff like that into the block, and it kind of like makes it flow a lot better. And then you can do this, and then you can do this. So that way you have a pretty neat looking block, except there's no decoration on it and it looks kind of bad right now. So let me fix all this. Add this with layering. And finish this up right here. Oh yeah, another good thing is to take preview mode off, so that way you can find like bits and pieces of blocks that are missing. Like right here, I would have missed that entire corner piece if I didn't see it. So yeah, that's like one thing. That's like another thing I like to do. I like to actually, you know what? Hold up. Yeah, this works. This works. Yeah. If I check it, yeah, it works completely fine. So I flipped this around and made it look a little bit better and filling up space better. So that's cool. Another cool thing I also like to like do with my levels is I like to add like a bunch of like small like details like this to like stuff that's like in the ground design and background stuff, because it looks really nice if you do it right. Like this time, like it's a bit different for me because I'm doing it with like mixing it with glow to give it some like pop, I guess. But if you like do this, do the magical copy and paste, or in my case, Control D, you can get some cool stuff like this. And like right here, since it's already connected to the block, all you have to do is just do that, and it still looks kind of nice. And also, like another small tip is like cool thing you could do is you could make it align to the 3D, and that way it looks even cooler because it's aligned to like a different aspect focal point of the level, and it's different. Give it some nice flair to it, is what I'd say. Realign this to the actual block design. If I can actually click, we have this right here. And also, like another thing, as I noticed as well, if you have like empty space, just put arrows. Arrows always work. Like right here, this would work so well. So I'm gonna edit this again, and I'll be right back. Okay, so another small thing I like to do is like I've been doing with this is I've been adding these little like scaled down chains to the things. It kind of gives it a nice little like rustic look to it, like, you know, like you're going through like an old abandoned dilapidated place. Then again, this is not a themed level, but still I like putting small things on these things because it looks nice. It looks really nice. And I know people tend to disagree with that, but like I think adding small but subtle details looks a lot better than like adding like giant oversized and oversaturated details that you'd see in like every other level possible. Like I wanted to give like a unique feel for this part, because like I kind of like my style, but like at the same time I like changing things up a little bit every once in a while. So yeah. Alright, so basically, I finished up like everything else except for the design, the detail, and the glows on here. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go through each one step by step. So basically, I did a bunch of blocks here. I messed up on this one. I didn't mean to add these like little things. I'll fix that later. But basically, for this entire part, I did 2 different block designs using a set of blocks like these right here. I didn't mean to copy that. 3D, oh no. So basically, I'm gonna work a little bit with these blocks right here, and we're gonna get some results. So basically, like for each one, I did different, like for each correlating like design, which I did the curvy ones for right here and the sort of spiky ones for there. I did different designs. So for here, I'm gonna do that right there, because you know, copy paste is my best friend. I'm never unfriending it. And adding these to right here, to these ones that have like sort of, I always like to switch it up, like give these ones a bit of opportunity and then switch it up to these ones right here. And then for these, I use these kind of gray bricky ones that like I sort of mix and match the flow to them, so that way they look a little wacky but a little weird but a little good at the same time. And I'll sometimes like flip these around to give them like different perspective kind of looks to it. And there you go. That's how I do most of my base block design. So next we move on to the details. For the details in these parts, I did like sort of like for the insides of these, I did sort of this in a sense. Although these are missing its glows, where I did these to different colors and stuff like this. So I'll just fix that really quickly. I did these sort of like things that I each fill in for the for like filler blocks that like or use the whole lot. And for that I did these here. So I'm gonna flip these around. I'm gonna move these to down here, and I'm gonna take this glow right here, move it down to where it fit, take this glow right here as well, and move this down to like right here. There's our designs in there. And for the other blocks I did this basically. I just did these for these ones right here. I did the sort of like filler blocks in between for these as well to like give it some like depth as well, and added the corner pieces with blending black glow. It looks nice, like in my opinion, for how it's executed. A lot of this doesn't really fit the best at first, but then like after a while it just starts to like look better. And then for this I did something different. I did like something that I saw from like a couple of like Shoxidian levels, I believe. So let me realign all these and then I'll show what I mean here. I took these like sort of corner piece blocks right here and made them into like different colors and stuff, and then like what I can do is I can do this and then I can do this and give it a nice little design where it looks like it's two different colors coming out of the block. So then all I have to do then is take these right here, these like sort of blocks right here, copy the colors over, and also layer it properly. Like if they're on the same layer, just that way blending it fixes them. And all I have to do is this, and now I have a design. I know it peeks out of the block, but it's like barely noticeable, especially after I add the glow, which is the next part of this. There is no glow on these either, but I'll add that after. I just took the same kind of like glow for all these right here and just kind of layered it around, except for these ones right here. I added like a subtle effect where it's just the black glow right here. And then I just added 75% opacity glows on here. And then for this, I did the entire thing to make it like very bright inside. There we go. That's what the insides of these blocks look like, and they look pretty good, in my opinion. Pretty good, yeah. Oh yeah, fun thing. Copy over these things, and you can just put them here. Yeah, sort of how I do this here. And oh yeah, you can just copy the arrows over and copy paste and get some good results out of that. So I'm going to also finish this all up here, and I'll be back. think what I'll do is I'll finish the rest of this off camera and then I'll play it through so that way everyone can see what I did. And then at the end I'll finish up and explain a couple of things for what I want to do for this stuff, for this series. So yeah, that sort of concludes the episode for now. I wanted to try to do this a little bit now. I want to try to do this now and see if I can make a couple episodes out of this for the most part, because it seems kind of fun to do for the most part. And I hope that this video was entertaining enough, and I hope you enjoyed. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.